What's up? It's anime time. So, I didn't do anything last week. I did a vlog earlier this week. An anime vlog. That was something new I wanted to try out, see how it did. Today I want to pick up with the summer anime. You know what? Even though I'm watching 15 anime, I don't think I'm gonna do all 15 because not all of them are really noteworthy. My whole summer retry, that's not really worth talking about. I mean, it's something entertaining, but it's not really worth, talking about. It's probably gonna be one of those 12 or 13 animes anyway. Whatchamacallit? I think that's like the only one really not worth me talking about. Cheat Magician. Isekai Cheat Magician. That's an interesting one. To be honest with you, I don't know if that's gonna be a 13 or a 24. Like I said, it has the potential for great world building. The fact that they brought two people to another world, and like I said, you actually see them training, and there's layers to their powers. Like I said, it's a possibility that it could go beyond. I don't know. I'm still thinking it's gonna be a 13 episode anime, but I could be wrong. But today I want to focus on the 4 that I chose, which would be Accelerator, Copcraft, Kimetsu no Yaiba, and Senki's Zesshō Symphogear XV. I think to me those are the noteworthy ones. Of course, I would have put Vinland. I will do Vinland next week. I will do 2 or 3 episodes of Vinland next week. Cover those because I watched the first episode and my God, that was good. I look forward to watching more of that. But let's start off with Accelerator. I'm 2 episodes in. Again, I was a big Index fan. Of course, I told one of my prior videos, I tell how I felt about Index. I love the series. I just can't stand the main character. Toma. He's clever. He figures out things fast, but he's a boring character to me. Of course, he's a 0, and anything he touches, he can negate. But that gets boring after a while. I mean, you pretty much know how he's gonna take out the bad guy. Just one brief solid hit to the jaw, and watch him turn their face into mush. And I mean, that's pretty much the climax. That's the ending, and it's boring after a while. My favorite series out of the whole Index world, I love Railgun, okay? But Accelerator, which is the one going on right now, is going to take you down the darker path, the darker side of Index, which I want to see. The characters in there, I'm liking. Accelerator, he claims he's a bad guy, but of course he has a good heart. And the fact that he has Last Order with him, the little one of the Misakas. Well, this is a chibier version of the Misakas, because in the original Index series, he was walking around killing all the clones of Misaka, who was Railgun, who was a level 5. But of course, Last Order came about, and they pretty much stick together. He pretty much watches over her. They have I don't know, like a brother-sister type thing going on. It's dark. The last episode, you seen them at the very beginning of the second episode, you see him kidnap a girl. They kill her by drowning her. They put her in a face mask and they drown her. And she doesn't appear to the last episode, to where Accelerator has to fight this big machine with a mechanical brain who was, shooting out psychokinetic fire. And pretty much after he destroyed the machine and he opened it up, he sees the body of this dead corpse just fall out. The thing that the first episode and the second episode had in common was this girl who can, it looks like, animate the dead. Her name was like Estelle. You just seen her at the end of the first episode kind of running away from this organization. This organization was the same people at the very beginning of the second episode, killing this girl. And you see her at, in the middle of the second episode, after she gets away from these people. Well, in the first episode, you seen her running away from these people. In the second episode, they clarify who these people are. They're a dark organization. They're pretty much, I guess, the justice of, the city that they live in. And pretty much she runs to Accelerator after seeing him fight this machine. She witnesses how powerful he is, and she asks for his help. So I think it's good. And like I said earlier, I'm a big fan of character development. I want to see how they're going to develop an Accelerator in this. Moving on to Copcraft. Again, I think to me that's a good one. I'm really enjoying Copcraft. I guess I'm just enjoying the dynamic between Kei Mataba and Tirana, if I'm saying it right. Pretty much this series is about an Earth and another dimension. And this dimension, you have fairies, monsters, magic, and whatnot. You know what it kind of reminds me of? Wicked City. That's what it reminds me of. How you had a partner from the human realm and a partner from the demon realm, and they gotta come together, and they have a particular goal in mind. That's kind of what it reminds me of, but in lighter terms. Wicked City was a good one. I guess I'm showing my age on that one. But that's besides the point. But yeah, in this case, you have a you have a detective from the human world, and then you have an agent from the spiritual or from this other dimension, and they come together for a common goal of finding this fairy that was stolen in episode 1. When you look at the chemistry between the two, they're north and south. They're polar opposites. But seeing them come together, seeing them like so far apart, and then just working their way as they become closer and closer each episode. I think I'm really enjoying that aspect of this anime. Not to mention there is action in between. So again, if you give me good character development with action, you got me as a fan. And the story always helps as well. So this one has a pretty good story. Again, the story is them, trying to track down this fairy, and then there's forces that are working against them. They don't know exactly who these forces are, but these people can command some pretty strong power. They created this one bomb that it controls people. The minute it goes off, it puts you in some type of hypnotic state. And these two cops, the guys who had this bomb, called 2 cops. When the cops came in, they set off the bomb. They had one cop shoot the other cop. Then they had the cop that shot the other cop, dance on the cop car. And then they just had him off himself by shooting his head off with a shotgun. That was pretty hardcore. But again, that was only the 2nd episode. This is probably going to get 13 episodes. If it gets more, I'll be ecstatic. Like I said, to me, this one has potential. Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer. Oh my god, this is a really good anime. I know people are probably talking about this to the moon, but I really like this anime. Tanjiro is, I won't say Goku. Only reason why him and Goku have a little bit in common is no matter how evil the person, Goku he spares the person. Tanjiro doesn't spare you. Tanjiro kills you. But I guess it's the sympathy that Goku shows to like even the evilest of villains. There's sympathy there. No matter how violent. When Frieza killed Krillin, he deserved a painful death in my eyes. But even when the planet was exploding, even when Frieza threw the disc, Goku tried to save him. When the planet blew up, Goku tried to save him. I'm just saying, Tanjiro, after watching this Spider Girl take control of his comrades, and when Tanjiro and Inosuke found out a way to prevent the Spider Woman from controlling their comrades, she killed them by breaking their necks in front of her. I mean, it wasn't just a crack. I mean, their heads did a 180. Man, that'll be enough to enrage anybody. And when Inosuke has a sweet power that he demonstrated in an earlier episode where he could actually locate the people. When they located her, Inosuke, they did a sweet combination where he threw him up, when Inosuke lifted Tanjiro up, threw him in the location of the woman. And as she seen Tanjiro coming to cleave off her head, earlier in the episode they detailed, the pain that this demon went through, how, she was being used and abused by another demon. She just did her arms like this just to welcome death. And I think when Tanjiro seen that, instead of just screaming, he cut her head off, but he used the technique to where she felt no pain. And to me, that just shows you, that's heart right there. I mean, that's only a few have a heart like that, And like I said, that particular scene moved me. It's particular scenes that move me, and that was a scene that moved me. I felt it right here. I love Tanjiro. I love him as a character. I think one of the best episodes in Kimetsu no Yaiba was the rock episode, where before he became a demon slayer, he had to cut that rock in half, and you had these. A little boy and a little girl, were training with them. And before you know it, at the time it passed, he had fought the boy that had been challenging him. And he beat the boy. And at the very end of the episode, you seen it was the rock. And he sliced the rock in half. And man, the feelings are still there, man. Oh, I love that scene. Okay, I digress. But yeah. Oh, and also where he slew the green demon that killed his comrades. Like I said, that was a touching moment, but not as touching as the rock scene. But yeah, Kimetsu no Yaiba is definitely a keeper. I hope the series just keeps on going. This is the series that gives. Senki Zesshō Symphogear. I have been watching this for like the past, 5 years now? I can't remember. But I watched every season that it's coming. This is a slept on anime. Nobody talks about this anime. This is my summer anime. Before it was free, you know, the swimming anime. You know, I love free. I know that series was for females, but man, I love that series, man. I love the camaraderie that the people had. I love the growth in the characters. The animation was superb. I love sports anime too. But man, I love that anime, and then they took it away from me. So I'm stuck with Symphogear. That's my summer anime. I love Hibiki. Man, let's talk about that the first episode of this season's transformation. My God, that was boss. That was boss. Let me tell you, this is coming from a Nanoha fan, okay? I love all the Nanoha. Nanoha 8 is the best. I love Nanoha, but my God, out of all the transformations I have seen, this by far is the best. The best. If you have another one, let me know. Like I said, the same three. So they started off with 3 characters. They started off with Hibiki, Chris, and Tsubasa. Okay, it was a season of character development. When you had Hibiki, who wasn't even an original member of Song, which is the organization, and how she got her powers. Like the first, I want to say 2 or 3 seasons kind of focused kind of on her. Like when she first became, and then I think the second season kind of focused on her family problems. And then the third season, you know, she started going like a little berserk with the powers. And then I guess once you got a chance to really know her, that's when they started, you know, bringing in extra characters. Not to go off on a tangent, but Black Clover is kind of the same way. Right before you get bored with the characters they have, they introduce you to a whole slew of new characters, and that's one thing I love about Black Clover. Yes, I am a Black Clover fan. You may make fun of me, but I like Black Clover. But I'm sticking with Symphogear. The new characters that they added were Eve, Kirika, and Shirabe. This one really focused on Kirika and Shirabe. Kirika is the one with she looks like a witch with a death side, and Shirabe is the one with the yo-yos. You know, normally they have those two when those two are the combo. They always have them together. This one I thought was this episode, the one that just passed, was a pretty badass episode. When you see the enemies get away, and then you see Shirabe just takes her death sign, just points to where the enemies were, and she's like, death. I was like, that's pretty badass. But yeah, I love Symphogear. Again, I love the transformations. I love the character development. No, it was no Emmy-worthy anime. It's a fun anime. The action is hardcore. The transformations are sweet. You know, and you know, as an old school fan, like I said, I appreciate this one. There was an old anime by the name of Exilion. You know, I love like when the women have like the armor and whatnot. You know, not like the little skinny bikini type armor. It's sexy, don't get me wrong, but no, these girls have armor. You know, like Tekken Man. Well, they're not fully armored like Tekken Man, but they got armor. And these girls will whoop your tail. Oh, that's another thing. When they do their special moves, it has like the name of the special move like kind of plastered at the bottom. It's kind of over the top with it, but it works for that anime. You know, not every anime can pull off something like that. You know, but Symphogear, it can, and it has the history to back it up. I look forward to more of that anime, and we are going to end it here. I will be talking to you later on this week. Thank you for watching.